Good morning, everyone. I'm Martha Stokes. I'm a chartered market technician and I'm a retired buy-side professional. I love to teach. It is a great passion of mine, and it is also my legacy to help you understand what's going on in the market from a completely different point of view than you get just about everywhere else. Today, we're looking at a stock, not because it's a potential buy, but because there's problems within that stock. And you need to recognize when, even though it's being promoted and everybody's all excited about buying one, not necessarily this stock, but any stock, that you need to take a look at the charts and you need to be able to learn to read it with spatial pattern recognition skills, which your magnificent brain is capable of doing and AI is not. So, you want to look at Honeywell, and we're looking at it as a stock that is something that you need to recognize as not tradable. I know this is a contrarian point of view, but if you understand this and you take a look at it, you will be able to recognize that there's problems here. And even if we go to some of the other um, charts layouts that I have on TradingView, we can see that Bollinger Bands are also, it had a nice big run up here, but a lot of selling within that. And the bands are super wide. They're not tightening as tight as they would if dark pools and pro traders were in control of price. So who's in control of price? What's going on? We're seeing the Chaikin oscillator is up and down and wildly displaced also. So what's going on in this stock? We'll go back to the other viewpoint because it's a little more clarity. And what we see is a pattern that is a trading range. We have a high here and a low here, and it's highly irregular. There's a trading range going on. Sell-side institutions are selling the stock quite a bit. Dark pools are not in accumulation mode right now. They're just holding. The minor inventory adjustments are something simple that they do every end of month, first of month, and so on and so forth. It has nothing to do with what's going on. So we have the global asset management companies, which are the newest market participant group within the market participant cycle. And they are also selling the stock quite often. So we're having these sell downs that are going on. We actually also have hedge funds reacting to this. We don't have a lot. We have one huge spike from an HFT or a memes group. Because it didn't gap, it would be a memes group. Midday activity that's going on. Smaller funds managers do not usually check charts. They think that they're bogus and they're just a crystal ball and they're not worth anything. But you and I know that candlesticks and indicators are invaluable to what's going on. So we're seeing this, and what's also happening is we're having a contrarian pattern here where it's uh, converging negatively to the downside. And we can see that in this indicator here. We have a convergence of price and a decline in the Chaikin accumulation distribution. They're distributing the stock, and they started right back here. We can see that that's the last, that they started really heavy rotation out. Sell-side institutions, global asset management companies. Buy-side institutions are holding, but they're also lowering slightly inventory. So who's making all this noise? Because this is just a huge amount of noise. What's going on here? Well, smaller funds managers are buying it because everybody thinks that aerospace is going to have a huge year. And so that's something to consider. Do they know what they're talking about, or are they just chattering? And so this is a very sideways trading range, is the most difficult trend to trade. They can break to the downside. They can break to the upside. If it's a strong activity, then we would say it might break to the upside. But we look at the weekly chart, and we see it has been in a long side trading range for a long period of time. So then we go to the monthly charts. What's going on here? Well, it bottomed way down here, and then it had some beautiful runs. I mean, just excellent runs that moved up. and some accumulation out of this 2009 low that it had. And since 2021, it has been in a sideways trading range pattern. So it is bouncing around, and the indicators are not improving at this moment in time. That means that it's going to be far more difficult for you to trade this stock, even though it is often on recommended stock lists and so on, and in the news and constantly being talked about, and a lot of activity going on. The people who are buying it are smaller funds, retail groups, investors, and so on and so forth. But they are the least reliable of all the people. The smaller funds managers are just as emotional as most retail investors and retail traders who buy on hear something in the news. They watch TV at night or something, and they hear, oh, the stock went up, or the stock went down, or Dow went up, or the market went up, or the market went down. They don't really understand what all that means, so they're in trouble a lot of the time. It is important for you to know when to trade, how to trade, what stocks to trade, and what stocks to avoid, because it is important that you not get trapped in this. It looks like it's a great run up, but there's a lot of activity that is overlapping. Tons of wicks and tails, lots of black candles that are very long, but it doesn't last a lot of time. So you could get whipsawed out of this with a whipsaw trade. You think, oh, this is going down. It whips up, and you think, oh, I'm out, and then it goes down. Whipsaw trades occur a lot of times because there is a lot of activity at the market open that can cause the stock to whipsaw and then take you out. And then the stock continues in the trend that you had started, and you're going, darn, I should be in that stock. What happened? Did the market makers bite me? No. There's too many things going on in the market. There's 350 to 400 billion dollars changing hands every single day, and a lot of things are automated. AI is used mostly for searching around to see what stocks you're interested in, who is trading what, the chat groups, anything that's open forum, all the social medias and things, so that they can set their tone and front run you. They front run you because they are trading on the millisecond scale and you're trading on the minute scale. Even though it fills almost automatically, it is definitely filling your orders after given enough time, so that a lot of the hedge funds and other companies can front run you, and they do. So they're stepping in just ahead. Sell side institutions are very, very good at that. But when you have a lot of long wicks and tails, and you have a lot of up and down, this is a tough stock to trade. It's mid-range price right now, and it's heading down, but will it bounce off of this support level? It could easily do that. It's trending down steadily from here, so we know that there's distribution going on, there's a lowering of inventories going on, and so on and so forth. And we see the volume declining because there aren't as many buyers coming in at this time. So even though it's in aerospace and defense, and even though it's been touted a lot and everybody thinks it's going to be great and wonderful, there are problems with this chart. When you look at a chart, you should look at it. You may want to look at it on a weekly scale to see what's going on. Oh my gosh, really, really volatile there. And monthly scale to see how long it's been doing this problem. And it could go on for a long period of time, up and down and up and down, because it's not in a bottoming formation. And right now, the most lucrative trades, the easiest trades, the trades that are going to make you go out and celebrate because you've made more money in those trades than you ever did before, because you're following some of the rules and things that I'm teaching, then you will have to stick with the bottoms. And there are many, many industries in bottom formations. This stock is not in a bottom formation. It's trying to decide whether it's going to continue up or if it's going to be a topping pattern. How do you tell if there's a topping pattern? Well, we see a rounding of the trend. A rounding of the trend will often show before the stock starts to head down and actually form a top and run down. There is that potential, there is that risk, because a lot of the sell side institutions that were holding it short term, a lot of the new giant global asset management companies like BlackRock and State Street are lowering their inventories. The buy-side institutions such as Vanguard and Fidelity, some are lowering, some are just minorly adjusting inventory, but there isn't that flush of money coming in that would make it a great stock to trade. So what I'm trying to teach you here is that not every stock that you hear is something that you should trade. Not every stock that is in the news is something that's going to go up or down. You want to also look at your charts and really analyze what's going on. We have a negative divergence. We have a stock that's going up and we have the indicators heading down. So that's a contrarian divergence. It's a negative divergence for this stock. So study and learn so that you can be more successful, because you are an important part of this market. You are very important. And the more money you make, the more stable the market will be. The more you understand what's going on behind the scenes with the market structure and with all the different market participant groups, the more successful you will be. You can learn all the candlestick charts, candlestick entry signals and all of that, and I'll have millions of indicators, but you won't be successful until you really understand what's causing the price to move the way it is moving. Who's in control of price? Thank you for joining me today. I'm out of time again. I'll see you next week.